The following is a short tutorial on how to give feedback on assignments in D2L during remote learning. So if I scroll down, you're going to see I have this post, what's your purpose during COVID-19? And you can see that I have a writing response right within this purpose. Something else I want to point out is you can also add an updates widget and it will tell you if new assignments are submitted, and it also links to other tools such as discussion posts. I could also have created this in the activity feed. So regardless whether you create it in the activity feed or rather you place it in the announcements like I've done right here, all of the feedback is going to happen in the same space. So you can either go up here and click on class tools and go into assignments and find it, but a quick way to go in is actually just to click on this link. So when I click on this link as an educator, you're going to see that it brings me to where all of the submissions are. So if you look down, here are all the submissions, and you can see that I have published feedback for some, I have some saved, and I have some people that have not yet submitted. And this gives you an overview of what you need to do in terms of giving feedback to students. Now, before we get into actually giving the feedback, there's some nice settings in here that you might want to look at. So under Show Search Options, if you click on this, you have all these different options. So right here it says users with submissions. We can change this to users without submissions. One thing to note is after you select something, you need to click on the magnifying glass again to refresh it, and this will show you who has not submitted. So there's one student that has not submitted, so I'm still waiting on them. And again, if I go back and I can change this, I could say to show everyone, but anytime you want to see that, you have to refresh it by clicking that magnifying glass, and it will show all the students in my class. They also have this for feedback. So if you drop down this, you could say, I want to show everyone, or I want to show just the users I've given feedback to, or just the users I have not given feedback to. This is useful if you want to quickly find out looked at and gave feedback to and whose you haven't. So now when I go down, you can see in here, there's 2 students left in this class that I haven't given feedback to. This student has submitted on this date, and this student has not submitted yet. So I'm actually going to go into this student and I'm actually going to give feedback directly to the student. So I can just click on this hyperlink and it will bring me into this area where I can give feedback to the student. And now you can see it's uploaded the doc into this window. This has come in as a PDF. Note if students submit a Google Doc into D2L, which is possible, it will convert it into a PDF so you can mark it up. But let's start over here on the right hand side, and this is where you give your overall feedback. So you're going to see in here it says rubrics. We're really focused on feedback during remote learning right now, but note that D2L does have the ability to create rubrics and apply scores, but for remote learning, feedback is what we're really focusing on. So inside of this feedback box, you can put your feedback within here. I also want you to note that if you scroll down, you can actually record audio feedback too by just clicking on this. You'll see a pop-up box come in. You'll see that you need to allow Flash to work and then click on close. And giving feedback is very simple. You just click on this button. You will give as much feedback as you want. It gives you up to 3 minutes. When you're done, you just hit pause and hit add, and that feedback will be then put right into that document, and students will be able to click on it and listen to it. You'll also see you have the ability to add a file if you wanted to support what you're saying with a different file, and you can also record video. So if you click on this, you're going to see it's going to load up and it's going to actually use the video note tool to record your video feedback if you want to do that. So you would just new record and then hit add, similar to the audio feedback feature. If you would like to give more specific feedback feature, you can actually go right onto the doc. One suggestion I have is that you click on this button right here. This button will allow you to go full screen and it's much easier to write on. So when we click on that, it goes full screen. And I'll just take you through this really quickly. If you click on these 4 squares, it will give you the layout if there's multiple pages. This will be able to flip through pages. In the cog right here, you can set it up so you're scrolling down or you're scrolling sideways, which is nice to just preference things. And you can rotate something. Say you had an image and it was sideways, you could actually rotate it right within here. This is the zoom in and out. So sometimes the documents come in a little smaller and you want to bring it up. It's a really nice feature. You can get it full screen and nice and large. So you're going to see if you move down here, you can see there's other tools. There's a pen, 2 different types of highlighters, and eraser. eraser. So you can just click on these. I really like this highlighter. It keeps it looking really clean, that you can just highlight, and there you go. And you can see that you can also change the colors of these highlighters. So if you wanted to have highlighting different things, it's really quick and easy. One little trick that I discovered is that if you turn off the highlighter tool and have no tools selected, whenever you highlight a word, you will have a pop-up that comes up, and it will allow you to either highlight it, score it out, or underline it several different ways. So it's a really quick and easy way to edit through a text. The other thing you can do is you can click on this box right here, and it allows you to put a comment in. So wherever you click, once you have this, you can put a message in for the student, and when the student comes over top of it, they can just click on this and that message will automatically pop up. Even when it's downloaded as a PDF, they'll still have that option to look at it like that. And you can also see in here, you can put a text box. So if you wanted to go in here and write whatever you wanted onto their text, you could do it really quickly. And you'll note when you click back on it, you can move this text and resize it. They'll also have the ability to put in lines, arrows, and rectangles. You can print directly from here, or you can download this doc. So once you're done editing this tool, you can just toggle back to the main screen and you're going to see here it is. One thing I really like about this is the way that the feedback kind of scrolls through. It doesn't get lost in that page, it just stays with it. So students are going to be able to very easily look at this information and realize where the feedback is between the specific feedback that's on the page or the overall feedback that's down the right hand side. And once you're done, you can either save as a draft so you can publish later. Sometimes you'll use that if you want to publish them all at the same time for a class, or you can just publish it very simply like this. Now, as you can see up here, you can click on this, and this will, if you had multiple assignments to give feedback on, you could just go through each student like that. So it's a really quick way. But we're just going to click here and go back to submissions. And when we go back to submissions, we're going to land on this page, and you can see this student right here now. It's published right on this page, and it gives you the date and time. The final thing I want to do is give you a student view of what they'll see once they check their published feedback. So let's check that out. So here we are in student view, and as you can see under updates right here, they have one assignment with unread feedback. So the student can just click right on that, and if they do, it will take them right to the area where that feedback is. So you can see in here, if they look down, they can see, ooh, there's my writing response, and there's some feedback in unread. So if they click on this, it will land them on this page, and you can see right here, there's your overall feedback right there. Remember, we made some audio feedback. They could just click on this and actually listen to it. And if they continue to scroll down, you're going to see, hey, there's view inline feedback. And that's the feedback that was directly happening on the page. And when you open it up, it's similar tool to what we were using, and they can just zoom this in. One other place they can check for feedback is if they were to go at any point into student tools and go to class progress, you're going to see this has all of the information the student would need. So they can go in here, and when you look down, if they scroll down a bit, if you go into assignments, you can see that all of the assignments will be listed right there, and you'll see the ones that have details. If they click on this, it will give them the overall feedback. They can view inline feedback there, and they can have the audio feedback here. So it's a really good thing for students to know that they can go under student tools and to class progress to see their feedback. Thank you for watching this short tutorial on how to give feedback using the assignments tool in D2L.